Hi everyone, this is new for me, so let's go. My name is Bigaim, I'm from Kyrgyzstan. I am an activist, project coordinator and a feminist. And I usually do videos in Russian, by which I mean this is my first video not in Russian, but I have a reason for this and I will tell you about it in the end of this video. I do apologize for my English. Whenever I don't speak English, a lot of English out loud, I tend to gain an accent. I hope to get rid of it by the end of this video, but I can't promise you a lot. I usually talk about a lot of stuff in these videos, usually about some sort of news happening in the world through my activist/feminist points of view, which helps some people to see a lot of old things in new perspective. I'm from Kyrgyzstan. I was born here and I live here. I love my country and I love this city. And I love a lot of stuff about my country, except for sexist assholes. I don't really care about them. And I'm here today, obviously, to tell you about a sexist asshole. So we have this guy here in Kyrgyzstan. His name is Kerim Tokayev. He's a very famous business owner. He owns a lot of restaurants and one very famous and quite expensive place for art galleries, and it sometimes turns into clubs, some sort of hangout place called Asanbay Center. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a huge place. A lot of conferences are happening there, a lot of art galleries, and they also have a restaurant there. I want to talk to you about his points of view. Recently on Twitter, he replied to some of statistics given by UNDP about gender issues in our country. If you know, Kyrgyzstan is quite famous for bride kidnapping issues. We have men in this country who kidnap young girls and they keep them in their houses and they marry them without their consent. These girls consent, guys obviously consent. And in order to make them stay in the house, they sometimes rape these girls, and after that, usually girls' families don't really accept them back because it's a stain on their reputation. And these girls, they are forced to stay in these families and make a family with their rapists. And usually these marriages end up really bad. This is quite an issue for our country. Yes, numbers are declining, as we think so. We cannot be sure because a lot of families, especially in rural area, they don't really talk about this issue and they try to hide it. They don't go to police, even though it is obviously illegal. UNDP can only give official numbers and even they are very scary. And this sexist asshole from Bishkek, he thinks that this issue is made up, and that 99.9% of these marriages are arranged, and that international experts come to this country, make up these numbers, make up these stories, and local activists, as he calls us rats. Even though I don't really directly work with victims of bride kidnapping, I do care about this issue. That's why I have this channel where I try to talk about this issue. He calls these activists who work on this problem rats, because they will tell anything. So those international experts can write false reports about our country and have money from international organizations, have new projects, and so we are basically making up these numbers and making up these stories. He thinks so, not me. I know those stories are true because I've met those girls. Not a lot of them, but I've met those girls, and you don't have to meet them to realize that yes, this is an issue and not a conspiracy, you mother. Moving on. Also, UNDP quoted some really horrible numbers that every fourth woman in Kyrgyzstan has faced violence in her life. This very bright young man thought that violence against women equals rape. So he assumed that UNDP is telling us that every fourth woman in this country has been raped, which thankfully it's not true, but still numbers are quite high. And so you can see what kind of bright mind we're talking about today. A very smart young man who doesn't know the difference between the words violence and rape. In his defense, he pointed out that because he has seen women in nightclubs drinking and having fun, he assumes that there is no violence against women because that's how logic works. First of all, that's not how anything works. And second of all, if you have eaten, that doesn't mean that there is no world hunger. Yes, that's his defense. If he has seen happy women drinking and dancing, that means no woman is facing violence in her life. Yeah, that's how this works. By the end of his Twitter thread, he advised us activists to, and I'm quoting him, to drag at least one person with disability to his Asanbay Center for a next art gallery there. Yeah, that's what he offered us, to drag someone with disability to his art gallery, because that will be helpful. In his words, helpful to whom, may I ask? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. So the main reason why I'm talking to you in English today here, because some of international organizations are boycotting his places. The problem is I cannot quite boycott his places. First of all, I am cheap AF. This is the one and only thing you can know and can be sure about me. So I've never really been to his places. I've been to Asanbay Center, I think, like twice in my life, and only because those were free events. And I cannot quite boycott his places, but I assume, and I think I've been passing by his places when I go to very cheap place to eat, that these places are frequently visited by expats in our country and by international experts, both mentioned international experts, and that's why I'm pleading to you. If you're an expert in Bishkek and if you visit his places, and among his places are Navigator, Irkese, Zoldenpop, Ugalok, Nico Restaurant and Asanbay Center. If you visit his places, if you organize art galleries and if you're thinking about renting Asanbay Center, just don't, at least until he apologizes. Which, by the way, apology is obviously not enough, but that's a good start, because that's the only thing we can teach him with our money. It's the 21st century, so yeah, what do you think? The only thing we can do is punish him with our money, except I cannot do it because I've never paid to him with my money. Again, cheap AF. But you can. If you frequently visit his places, if you're thinking about renting Asanbay Center, just don't. Use other places. Use places owned by women. Why not? Thank you very much for watching. I don't do really videos in English, but I do videos in Russian, and you can see them on my YouTube channel. And subscribe if you're interested or if you understand Russian. Yeah, I'll be thankful. So hopefully see you next time. Bye!